What was the largest averted tragedy of all time?
In the 1950s, FDA pharmacologist Francis Oldham Kelsey, despite heavy pressure from pharmaceutical companies, refused approval for the drug thalidomide, intended to relieve morning sickness in pregnant women, claiming the drug needed more testing. Thalidomide was approved in almost 50 other countries and was later found to be the cause of thousands of infant deformities and miscarriages. Didn't quite save everyone, but certainly a large portion of a generation in the United States.
A while ago, a large passenger plane almost landed on a taxiway where full passenger planes were waiting to take off. The pilots of the first plane in the queue, noticing the incoming aircraft, turned on all the lights they had. The pilots of the landing aircraft were barely able to climb out. This would have easily been the largest aircraft disaster in history.
Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962.
Not largest at all, but when Vincent Coleman realized the two military ships were going to explode in the Halifax harbor, he sacrificed his life so trains would stop and not come into Halifax when the ships would explode. And French Navy officers tried to warn people, but since the people only spoke English and the Navy only spoke French, they started grabbing people's children and running away from the harbor, knowing that people would run after kidnappers. They saved a lot of lives by their quick thinking.
Cuban Missile Crisis. It was 13 days where the fate of the world relied on leaders being diplomatic, precise, and courageous.
Stanislav Petrov refusing to launch the Soviet nukes despite oncoming US ones.
Humanity collectively decided that we'll just buy different hairspray and close the continent-sized hole in the ozone layer. I know it wasn't just the hairspray. Save your butt, actually.
Three Gorges Dam crosses the Yangtze River in China in the summer of 2020. The rain season was particularly heavy. Fears of shoddy construction lead to worry of it bursting and flooding everything downriver, including the cities of Wuhan and Nanjing. Millions could have died in a matter of hours. Engineers opened smaller dams to release pressure from the large one, flooding thousands of hectares of land. The dam did not burst, and it would have been a tragedy.
The Al-Qaeda terrorist who got caught trying to get into Port Angeles was in 1999 at the U.S.-Canada border. He had explosives in his car and was planning on using them at LAX on New Year's Eve 1999. That would have been awful. So glad he was caught. At such a small border crossing, this may have been missed.
We all mock Y2K now, but at the time, it was genuinely a ticking time bomb. The work of engineers and computer scientists to prevent any major issues is really unknown.
Miracle on the Hudson.